Get breathing.
What is going on, everybody? It's another edition of In This Very Ring. We are live from nowhere remotely close. Hey, how are you? Nowhere remotely close to where we're supposed to be. But as always, I'm Rich. We got Butters over here. We're going to talk some Money in the Bank today. We're going to talk This Week in Wrestling. Kind of a shorter show right now. I've got some things I got to take care of this evening. Topic of conversation brought to you by our friends at Ambuck Services. Find them for all your deck restoration and gutter cleaning. Show's also brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check them out on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com.
Yeah.
Topic of conversation, the setup for the Money in the Bank ladder match concerns you. Agree? Disagree? Fam, let's talk about it. For those of you that don't know, last night on SmackDown, Michael Cole announced that the men's Money in the Bank and the women's Money in the Bank would take place
Not even gonna go there.
at the exact same time. What did I say?
Money in the meth bank or some shit like that.
Money in the Bank. Shut up. It's been a long day. It's warm out. Butters, does it concern you knowing that both matches will take place at the same time as those 12 superstars fight their way from the ground floor of Titan Tower all the way up to the top?
A little bit, because I feel like it might get confusing at times for people because you're gonna have. I don't think they've had two matches going on at the same time at once before. I could be wrong. They could have done it before.
Nothing stands out.
But to me, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a clusterfuck. Excuse my French.
Well,
but that, and I think the ending, unless they plan on going for this, I feel like the ending they may possibly do a confusion in the bank in a sense where somebody grabs the women's instead of the men's, or the vice versa.
If that happens, I will be so mad.
It's just stuff. You think of, you might see. It ain't gonna happen. It probably won't happen, but there's that factor of, it possibly happening.
Oh no, absolutely. I think it's a missed opportunity with the fact that you don't have Mandy and Otis in the Money in the Bank. Like, that was a surefire way to kind of cement everything that was going on.
I was mad about Apollo.
The Apollo one, I don't think they were expecting. Apollo was kind of on the up and up for me. I like Apollo. I was there.
I did too. That's why it kind of made me mad. People were like, "Oh, well, they needed to even out the heels and faces and blah blah blah." So Dolphwood should win, and I'm like, it's not about those faces.
You still have that spot that you can fill.
I get it, but come on, give it a
no, and I hear you, right? But it does give me some concern. Granted, I know they've done fantastic with Money in the Bank. I mean, with Money in the Bank, Boneyard match and Firefly Funhouse. But the fact that you're going to run two as they go up through Titan Tower, it leaves some concern for me. I do draw a little concern.
It really does.
It draws a little concern for me. It 100% does. And, here's my thing. We're going to miss stuff. We're going to miss stuff in that regard. So I hope that like a .com exclusive later would be, here's what you missed from Money in the Bank.
And that's what needs to happen, because I think they're going to heavily edit it, because there's no way in hell. But then again, they probably already edited it.
It's already been shot.
That's right. So, I mean,
it's already been shot. We already know essentially who's going to win.
I saw the setup as that. Do what?
I think the only thing that hasn't been shot, I think, is the ending. Maybe. I don't know. But then the question is, how does that Apollo thing fit into it?
Well, Apollo's out of the Money in the Bank. He's out with injury.
Correct.
And so, who do they put in his place? What are you going to put? Andrade, Angel? Come on.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, right? That faction that Zelina's building. Jay chimes in. I believe I saw a rumor that Vince wants someone to be thrown off the roof. If they pull a Halloween Havoc from like 1994, where they threw Giant off the roof and then 20 minutes later, he comes back with the Yeti and they rape Hulk Hogan. I'm out. 100% out. I'll quit right now. No. But no, I mean, there's a lot of problem there. Oh, that's right. Hey, have you seen the new background?
Very nice. I kind of like it. I really like it, actually.
Yeah, Ryan put the background together. It looks fantastic.
It looks great.
Kind of upset that, I'm not featured more.
What do you
But
mean
that's
you're not
just
featured
me.
more? There's plenty of bald people in there, so, I mean...
What bald person's on here?
There's Stone Cold here to the left.
Okay, how is that plenty? Hey, there we go. Frank with the win. But no, I mean, realistically, right? You're putting two matches on. Ooh, the air conditioner just kicked in. You're putting two matches on at the exact same time. Chrome chiming in, hey fellas, I'm falling more and more in love with this Money in the Bank concept. I feel like it's a one-off, and their cinematic stuff has been really good so far. And like Chrome, I 100% agree with you. It's knowing what they did with the Boneyard match in the Firefly Funhouse. I really like the fact that it was going to take place through Titan Tower. Having both, where my concern is having both happen at the same time.
That's what's going to throw me off. I think it's going to throw a lot of people off. It's going to cause. I feel like there's going to be some confusion, even though this is the women's, this is the men's, blah 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 blah. I still feel there's going to be somewhere down the line in that match, there's going to be some sort of confusion.
Well, and you set it up though. Like, you set it up perfectly for Otis and Mandy by saying that they were both happening at the exact same time. And then you turn around and Mandy's not in the match. I mean, in the women's match, it's Asuka, Shayna, Nia, Dana, Lacey, and Carmella. Poe chiming in, love corporate ladder concept, best WWE creative in a while. And again, don't be wrong, guys. I like it. Right?
And it's
I like the idea.
And I think it's a chance for them to do something at Titan Tower one last time.
Right. This is something that'll go down in history as kind of the last thing that's happened at Titan Tower.
Yep.
One big last moment, Hell, they might blow the damn thing up. Who knows? But when you look at these pairings, and then you have, on the other side, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Baron Corbin, Otis. Oh my God, I think I just figured it out.
What?
You put Andrade in the match. You absolutely put Andrade or Austin Theory.
I said that
somebody
earlier,
from that.
but I said that earlier, but there's also been speculation of AJ Styles coming back this Monday night. So you could potentially. It's just speculation and rumor right now, but if that happens, you could put AJ in the match. AJ would.
You could have Aleister win. Have a confrontation with Zelina, everything like that. Unfortunately, Zelina's not really feuding with anybody. That's the problem. Like, you look at these pairings and these different things like that, and there's no one feuding with anybody on the other side. Jay says they did an interview with Becky, and she said Vince has been showing them how to take a bump off the tower. LOL, swear to God, I can share the post. Yeah, man. Share it to the either.
I seen somewhere today about that. Vince has been taking bumps here lately to show people how to fall.
Vince McMahon has been taking bumps to show people how to fall.
Yes, I swear to you, I don't remember where I saw it, but I don't remember if it was Twitter or what, but I do remember seeing
Chrome ads, I can't wait to see how they stage Vince's office. I'm thinking Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H's office all get shown, especially because doesn't Triple H have a sledgehammer hanging up in his office?
I think so, yes. I mean, he should he should have a shovel in there, but the sledgehammer is just...
Oh, for the love of God, shut up. But when you look at these 12 people, right, and obviously we have 11 because of a to be announced.
Yeah.
But these 11 people, there's nothing that shows me both of these people winning at the same time. Because almost
God.
like in...
So... They haven't announced the next entrant of the Money in the Bank. Are we going to pull a last year where Brock comes in at the last fucking second? Or, Taker or somebody, big name comes in during the Money in the Bank just to take it away?
No.
You don't think they'll pull that off another year in a row?
You work on Sundays now, right?
Yes. But I watch.
You're about an hour. You're about an hour away from me when you work, right? Ish.
Roughly, yeah.
You'll hear me. You'll hear me.
Okay.
You'll hear me.
Just making sure.
Hell, the guys at HUD Radio in Jersey can hear me. Will hear me. 100%. John Perry chimes in. You could put Kevin Owens in the match. Yeah,
Hey,
you could.
Kevin can make some spots on that. That would actually be a good person to put in that match.
You could, but this is something where it's gonna, to use the phrase "spot fest" isn't fair, right? But it's gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of moments in this, and you need people that can deliver moments. Like, I was against having Ray in it, but then it's like, wait a minute, Ray can do some of that high fly, flippy moments that you still need in a match like this.
Here, and that's why, you know, like earlier I stated, AJ Styles could be in it. You know, look at, you know, what all he did in TNA with the X Division, with Elevation X, and the X Division. You know, the whatchamacallit match, the X match. I mean, it
wasn't called Elevation X?
No, Elevation X was where they had the almost like a platform match. You know, it was a big X. They were both standing on the platform and it was raised up.
Yeah, that's the only match they had, I thought. They didn't have anything else.
Elevation X they did twice. The other one was where they climbed, where they had ropes crossed as an X.
Oh, I thought that's what was Elevation X was.
Elevation X was like basically a platform type match.
Oh, okay. Joey chimes in. I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
You know, it would be nice to see a Boogeyman, you know, just pop in every, you know.
Shut up. No,
Come on.
No,
you know,
it
it'd be kind of cool. Open
Shut
up
your
the door.
pie hole. Shut your face. Shut up.
The Boogeyman hidden in an office somewhere.
But, I mean, realistically, right, it's kind of one of those things to where we talk about it, and WWE can really surprise us.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to pull something we don't expect. I think, and this will be an early prediction because John chimes in, he's got Carmella. I got to pick Lacey Evans, man. I think this is her time.
I got to pick
with everything going on with her and Tamina and Sasha and Bayley. I think this is the right time.
I got, you know,
Joey, let my man Ricochet win. Hell yeah, I'm in on the Ricochet bit.
You know, I got to agree with you there.
I mean, good Lord, I'm in on the Ricochet bit.
You know, it is Lacey's time to shine, and then I feel like, you know, Aleister Black needs to win it. It's his time.
I think Aleister is going to win it. He's being set up for that. And if if Seth takes the title off of Drew, which he won't.
No.
Right? Aleister is being poised to be that next person that can really go in and do some work.
Bobby Lashley.
You know, the only way I could see it, John says it could be Bobby Lashley. I would be really upset because of those vignettes they did with him and the weightlifting. That was stupid a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, I can lift a tire.
Yeah. Chris Lentz chiming in. He's got Nia Jax winning.
I wouldn't mind it. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind it. You know me and Nia, you know, about Nia. I would love it. But it's still one of those things where it's Lacey's time to shine.
Chrome's usually good for a good Nia argument. Chrome's not going to spoil his predictions for Thursday. No, and absolutely right. Like, we're not going to go through the whole card and list our predictions. That's what next week's show is for. Next week's show with us doing the pre-show for it as we talk about the In This Very Ring predictions title and everything like that. But no, I think they're going to surprise us. They're ultimately going to surprise us. They're ultimately going to show us that, hey, we know what we're doing. Trust us, even if it sounds really stupid at the end of the day. I think we just have to put our faith in WWE. And if it sucks, we can all tune in to In This Very Ring the week after, and Lazy Booking for that matter, and we'll tell you that it sucked. We have no problem doing that. None whatsoever.
I mean, not to mention, like you said, you know, we'll hear your rage all over the world anyways, so.
Of course. It wouldn't be a wrestling pay-per-view if I didn't rage just a little.
You know, you feel a nice little disturbance in the force. Well, that would be Andy getting.
John chimes in. Who do you want to win the men tag team? John, we're gonna save predictions for Money in the Bank till next week, when we do our special preview show. Chrome says, I'll put it this way. I think the women is an obvious winner. The men will be someone who they're looking to launch to the next level. No, and I know where Chrome's going with this. I really do. Like, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to say anything that's for him, for his show on Thursday, which, by the way, guys, make sure you check out Lazy Booking every Thursday night right here on A2D Live and A2D Radio. If you missed their show last week, they had a fantastic interview with indie superstar, well, indie legend, deathmatch legend, Matt Tremont. God, I hope I said that right. It was a hell of an interview. It was only supposed to go for a few minutes. I think they went the better part of an hour. Check them out from a couple nights ago over there on HD Live, or do what I do. Listen to them on Apple Podcasts. When I miss the show, I listen to it on Apple Podcasts. I listen to it on Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. Hey, thanks, Frank. Man, I'm feeling good. This is a good show tonight. We're gonna have some fun.
Oh yeah.
100%. So like I said, guys, we're only gonna do a short show. We're not gonna get into any special topic other than the Money in the Bank. We're gonna start diving into this week in wrestling. Talk about some things. We haven't done this in a while. We haven't talked about any of what's gone on lately in WWE television. There's a lot that happened over the last couple of nights, especially with, I want to get your thoughts, Butters, on this Angel Garza, Austin Theory, Andrade Almas, Zelina Vega little faction. They were very, very heavily featured over the last couple of weeks of WWE programming. Is Zelina becoming the next Jim Cornette, Paul Heyman, Bobby Heenan, in the sense of great managers with a great faction behind them?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, she's putting together a good little faction of up and coming superstars. They're doing really great wise. They're not really pushing them too hard. They're kind of giving us bit by bit, and right now with the limited roster they have, putting them on the show each week kind of, gives us that idea as to just that slow move through. And yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you there. I think she's becoming the next, great. At least we can finally get a decent female manager in a sense of.
Well, in a long time, we haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, we haven't had one since.
I'm gonna get to Joey's comment in a minute. Leave that up there for me, Frank, if you don't mind. By the way, guys, I got to give a special shout out to my man Frank Vespi in the background, working the ones and twos, hanging out with us tonight. I don't know why he hangs out with us, but he's hanging out with us. I think he's doing. Hey, running.
Woo!
But
I mean, we haven't.
I
don't think we really had a good female manager since Miss Elizabeth and Sunny.
Miss Elizabeth, Sunny, Nancy, woman was a good manager. Sunny was only good in my opinion for Chris Candido and Legion of Doom, kinda. Terry would be another one. Terry Runnels, great manager.
You're talking about Attitude-ish era, pre-Attitude. I mean, we ain't had a good one really since then.
No, absolutely not. So whoop. Sorry.
And so, a lot of people, this could be that time to, really bring back some managers, and with her doing what she's doing, I mean, she's doing a damn good job. She's not, she's doing her damnedest, and she is showing it, and she is doing an awesome job.
Well, and think about it, though. She's got Andrade, Austin Theory. She's got, who else does she have?
Angel Garza.
These are people that can go to, whether they want to pair up, go to the tag team division. They can go to the heavyweight title in Andrade, even though he is the U.S. champion, right? They can go after the cruiserweight title. This is a faction for the first time in a long time that can spread through the different divisions and create such a ruckus. Yep. Yes, I use the word ruckus. I mean, hell, she starts off the night with it's Andrade, Angel, and Austin Theory losing to Apollo, Alistair, and Rey Mysterio. Actually, hold on, Frank. Bring Joey's back up when we go to NXT because I do want to talk about that. As I think about that, save that there, but bring it back up in a minute. They start off the night with that, and that's how it builds to Cruz versus Andrade for later in the show. Obviously, not Andrade. Yeah, Cruz, Apollo Cruz. Duh, I'm stupid. Which leads to Cruz being taken out of the match. Stops. He blew out his knee on the frog splash, and it leads to Apollo being pulled out of the match, which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
Big return this week for Jinder Mahal, hard body Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja.
Oh yeah.
He defeated Akira Tozawa. Could Jinder be the man in Money in the Bank? Remember,
you know what? It's possible.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Wow, you really went there. All right.
I did.
That could possibly be one. I mean, Jinder. I felt like he had a good run with the WWE title when he won it. It could be time for him to win it again and try for another run on Raw. I mean, we could use a good heel, and Jinder was great when he had it.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of wonder what pop he would have gotten had there been fans. Is that a missed opportunity not having the fans there? Just like we talked about with Nia a few weeks ago.
You know what? A lot of these returns I feel are going to be missed opportunities without the fans.
So Julio Vargas chimes in, says, they announced a gauntlet match for Raw. Wonder who will be in it. Julio, confirm for me, that gauntlet match is going to name the last man in the Money in the Bank, correct? As we wait on Julio for that, Liv Morgan takes out Ruby Riott.
Again.
As they continue this feud, which is nice, though, because don't get me wrong, I love seeing Liv. It's good that Ruby and Liv are both getting TV. Morgan was interviewed. She says that she has many chapters in her career left and will figure it out. I don't know what that means, per se. But it's going to be interesting. They're giving Liv the TV time. They're giving Liv the opportunity to express herself and let this feud with Ruby kind of play out on TV. Unfortunately, Sarah Logan's not with the company anymore, so we can't see that Riot Squad feud. But hey, we make it work at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeat Everrise. I don't know who the hell they are, but apparently they're from NXT. Good on them. I like this Ricochet Cedric Alexander tag team.
I do too. They show great promise. They're really great. They got great chemistry. And they're both great high flyers. It makes this match makes me want to just watch the match and stick with it, and not really kind of pander off doing something else on my phone, the computer, like some of the matches do. This one kind of keeps me interested.
So Big Evil, yes, we know who Sean O'Hare is. Why? But when it comes to Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, if the Viking Raiders don't beat the Street Profits, can you imagine the kind of match that would be put on between Street Profits and Cedric and Ricochet? Pete disagrees with the poll. He likes it. Again, Pete, my brother, I like the idea of the Money in the Bank. I don't like the fact that they're both happening at the same time. Yeah. Maybe I should have worded the poll question a little bit better. But nonetheless, Chrome's saying Logan will be back. Bobby Lashley defeated Denzel Desjardins with a spear, woohoo. And then Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre had their Money in the Bank contract signing, which I thought was huge that Murphy got laid out with a Claymore kick. He headbutts Rollins. Like, Drew kind of played an aggressive babyface in this one.
All right, real quick. I just found it.
Sure.
WWE's website does have it up on there. Last chance gauntlet match this Monday to determine final Raw entrant in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Says, while the gauntlet match participants unknown at this time, they're having a gauntlet match to determine that last.
All right, well there you go. That could be a spot for AJ. We don't know.
And that's it's a good way to it's a good way to bring him back because that's that surprise, So there we go.
And Nia, Shayna, and Asuka were supposed to have a match. The match ended before it began when Nia hit both women with ladders. When she's asked about it backstage, Nia screams at Charlie and says, "I do what I want."
Hey, I agree. Do what you want.
Let's get to NXT. Right? It was an okay Raw, right? They're pushing forward towards Money in the Bank, which is good. Which is very good. Right? NXT, we see more of the NXT Cruiserweight title tournament.
Yep.
I'm not super excited for this, one way or another.
Huh? Why is that?
The Cruiserweight title never really does anything for me. They haven't utilized it properly. Now, I love the matches. I've always loved the matches, but the title always feels like an afterthought in the cruiserweight division.
Not like
Okay.
it used to when, it was back and forth on SmackDown with, between like Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon, Matt Hardy, Gregory Hill.
Right, back in those days. I can't believe you put Matt Hardy in the same conversation as Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon, though.
He won the cruiserweight title, so I was throwing names out there.
Whatever.
Don't start with me.
Did you see the Matt Riddle, Timothy Thatcher segment with the Newly Broed show?
No, I only got to watch a little bit of NXT.
Well, that's good. You didn't miss much because it was weird. It was weird. It felt like, obviously, it felt like something Matt Riddle would have put together. I don't mean that in a bad way. It was just odd. And my favorite thing, though, is that Imperium attacks at the end. So we're still building this Imperium versus the Bruiserweights. And we're also building Finn versus Walter.
So is Imperium
doing
over here in the U.S. or are they back in the U.K.? Or?
I think some of Imperium's here. I think some of Imperium's in the U.K. I think they got split up.
Like they got split up and got stuck here,
Yeah, I think they got stuck here.
See, that's what was kind of confusing is we can't have people, from the UK, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did they come from?
Right. Candice LeRae defeated Kacy Catanzaro. Candice debuts her new ring gear and how we're calling her the Poison Pixie. I love everything about this Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae heel turn that they're doing. I love it. It's being built so well. And how Candice is this almost like a fallen angel kind of character.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to me. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I couldn't hear you for a minute. I thought you said something.
Oh, no.
Charlotte Flair versus Mia Yim kind of fell flat with me. Io Shirai confronts Flair afterwards.
I
love it.
I was kind of hoping for Mia to win it.
I was too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a big Mia Yim fan here in NXT. I think she does really great work, and I was kind of hoping maybe Mia beats Charlotte. Maybe we'll throw that in a triple threat and just kind of go from there.
Right. A vignette airs for Karen Cross, who is Killer Cross, and Scarlett Boudreaux. They're going to arrive next week on the scene. I'm so excited for that. Oh, obviously, they're going to build that on the Tommaso Ciampa thing. That's a huge thing for them to come in and do right out the gate.
Oh, yeah. Especially with a top star like Ciampa. I mean...
Yeah. It would have been kind of nicer to see them go up against Johnny and Candice, but I get it, right?
But, I mean, that tells me right there that, Triple H has that much faith in both of them to be able to put them
as you should. As you rightfully should. So, Frank, if you can bring that comment back up about Keith Lee, we're going to talk about Keith Lee versus Damian Priest. Does anybody else absolutely love Keith Lee?
Love him. I don't think anybody really hates him. Please tell me.
Joey says he hopes when Keith gets his time to come up to WWE, they don't waste his talent. And he's 100% right. Right? Absolutely. That's talent you don't waste. And you saw that at the Royal Rumble when it was Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar. And that reaction that everybody got. I mean, it was limitless. What? Have you listened to his song? The song is amazing. It's catchy.
It is, but just the cheesiness of your word.
Oh, come on. Are you surprised? Are you really surprised anymore?
No.
Although we are about half an hour in and you haven't said something stupid yet, so that's a new record. All right, so Chrome's got a paragraph. Question, fellas. Do you think they're not showing Dream Cole?
Hot-shotting.
Hot-shotting. Sorry. Hot-shotting Dream Cole because of the accusations against Dream. Seems like there's going to be a slower build, and almost abruptly now they're throwing it at us next week. Make me think Dream may lose and be off TV while this works itself out. I absolutely think they are. I think that they are hot-shotting this to get Dream off TV to where it makes sense. And they are going to let this kind of ride out. But from my understanding, Dream's not in any trouble with the company until they figure out what's going on. So I think this is just precautionary in case something bad comes out.
I was gonna say I don't think they want to pull the trigger just yet like they did with Enzo, because at least I'm pretty sure Dream came out to them and said, "Hey, this is what's going on." Unlike Enzo. So I think the company's trying to take that slower stance. Make sure that truly, if he is guilty, then yeah, we can do something about it. If he's not, then water under the bridge. Let's go move forward.
Exactly. This has the potential to be a great match. Now, that being said, if Dream wins, this was the plan all along.
Yeah.
But I don't see Dream winning after everything that's been happening.
No, not with all these accusations. Because the only thing that holds.
And Joe chimes in, if Enzo got kicked out, out without proof, so should he. He's saying, so if Enzo got kicked out without proof, then he should have been able to come back. Enzo was just toxic. Enzo was not.
Enzo was toxic, but also Enzo didn't tell anybody anything.
Exactly. He kept everybody in the dark. Finn Balor will be on NXT next week. He'll talk about the attack on him. But let's get back to Keith Lee. Keith Lee, Damian Priest, fantastic match. Keith Lee hasn't put on a bad match, in my opinion.
I was about to say, when have we seen a bad Keith Lee match?
Yeah, Damian Priest did fantastic as well. I wasn't very high on him in the beginning, but now I love him. I don't know if love's a strong word. I really like the work that he does.
I mean, but then again, Keith Lee can elevate other people in those matches, and that's the
absolutely. That's what makes a good superstar, is that you can elevate people to that next level. Joey says, I remember when Big E Langston first came to the WWE and was with Dolph Ziggler. When he finally got away, I thought that WWE would push Big E to the top 10 to potential title holder, but we all see how that went. But Big E will go down as a member of one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Yep.
So what if you didn't win the world title, right? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, I don't think was ever a world champion.
Ricky,
but he is Roddy. One of the greatest of all time.
Look at Roddy Piper. The dude never needed the
Roddy
belt.
Piper, another one, right? You don't have to be a world champion in order to be top tier talent.
You just can't be wasted. Is the only problem,
No, and I don't think they wasted Big E. I think they found his niche. They put him with people he has great chemistry with, and he does fantastic.
They haven't wasted Big E one bit because, like you said, he's with the New Day. One of the greatest tag teams, and will go down as one of the greatest tag teams.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not wasting his talent. I'm pretty sure that the New Day will be a future Hall of Fame tag team. Don't get me wrong.
And I think in their own right, Kofi needs to go in by himself in his own right.
Yep.
And it will all depend on what happens after because Big E and Xavier can still go for a while. So but Kingston's getting up there. So how much longer can Kingston go? How much longer can the others go? Do the others continue on without Kingston? Those are questions that I wouldn't say will never be answered. We're not going to find those answers for a while, guys. Yep. It's going to be a while down the road. They're going to want Xavier healthy again before they have those conversations.
Yep.
But yeah, NXT, I saw a comment earlier, NXT was brutal. And it really was. Like, they lost their footing a little bit. And Chrome adds to it. Some people don't need the world title to make their mark and build their resume. I couldn't say it any better.
Yep. I think right now NXT is losing its footing because of this cruiserweight interim cruiserweight.
Yeah, they've kind of let that take over the show to a certain extent.
And I think that's what's losing their footing. But I also think God, I lost my train of thought.
Okay, well, while you find it
for the day, great.
While you find it, I'm going to go on to SmackDown. There wasn't a whole lot to take away from SmackDown. I think if you take NXT out of the equation, right, I think that SmackDown was the weaker out of Raw or SmackDown, obviously. I think that you have you have a subpar match with Carmella and Mandy. That was solely there to put Carmella in the match and build.
It's like what you said earlier. Earlier in the show, I was really sad to see Mandy not win it. Missed opportunity, like you said, but it just why not put her in the match and then just have Sonya interfere in the match at Money in the Bank? Screw it.
Exactly. I did like the fact that Sasha Banks and Bayley attacked Tamina, and Lacey comes in and they have that little effect. I mean, not the effect, that little brawl.
Yeah.
And Chrome's right. It's limited rosters over there at NXT. Right? They're doing what they can with what they got. It's affecting everybody. So that's why, like, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh my God, NXT was the worst. Don't watch NXT anymore. I'm giving up on them. They had a bad week. When was the last time you heard me come on and say, wow, NXT had a bad week?
Right? And everybody
They're
should
allowed it.
Everybody should know, just, if they've watched this long enough, they should know how much we praise NXT.
Mm-hmm.
We talk, we have probably more praise for NXT than we have SmackDown and Raw combined.
I didn't like the Bray Wyatt Braun Strowman promo. I'm not excited. The one at the beginning of the show, right after the Daniel Bryan, King Corbin clusterfuck.
Anything with Corbin here lately has been a clusterfuck. What are you talking about?
Also, yes. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like the fact that this is happening now. This clearly tells me that Braun's going to lose the title at Money in the Bank. I don't. Now, if they put Braun over Bray, does that kill Bray?
No. It ain't going to kill Bray. Bray's Bray. Bray can put himself over regardless of a win or loss.
I mean, yeah.
He doesn't need that title to be Bray.
Couldn't care less about the Sheamus match, though.
It was a.
I mean, there's literally the only thing I take away, other than Otis winning and Mandy losing, is the Forgotten Sons pin the tag team champions. The Forgotten Sons, who I could care less about, are getting a huge push.
You see? I'm
going to ask that you never, ever do that again. God, I hate you.
I told you, I'm loving the Forgotten Sons. You got to give it a chance. You just dogging it after week. Dogging the Forgotten Sons.
And I will continue to until they impress me. They haven't impressed me yet. I'm very hard to please. Yep. Mm-hmm. There you go. Julio says, I don't like the fact that they keep forcing the Fiend in the title picture. It's a lose-lose situation. I don't disagree with you, Julio, but I don't agree with you either, right? I think you always wanted Bray Roman, and not having Roman, you couldn't make an excuse to put Bray back in that match, so you picked the next best person, Braun, right? And so you're going to have to run with the Braun, who's the other guy? Bray Wyatt thing. Shut up! It's been a day. Sorry, what'd you do today other than sit on your duff?
Grocery.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Prism 280 says Bray has survived bad booking his whole career.
And he's 100% right. He's 100% right. I literally don't have to spell it out for you. Go back and watch all of it. It all sucked. In the grand scheme of things, right? He had good matches, but it all sucked.
Yeah, started out with Husky Harris for Nexus and into into the Bray Wyatt thing, and now we're into the Fiend. I mean,
Joey chimes in. Do you guys ever think Nikki Cross will ever get her chance to hold the women's titles? Maybe. Still too early in her career, though. As far as the main roster career, I think it's still too early to tell. This Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross thing they're doing right now, it's perfect. It's beautiful. I love everything about it.
It gives both of them something to do.
So, Chrome says, answer this. Why does Sheamus need squash matches? He's a company guy. Resume speaks for itself. Nobody forgets who Sheamus is. And the shit with Michael Cole is just awkward. Exactly. That's why I couldn't care about it, right? You can do so much more with... You're not building up Sheamus. What are you building him up for?
No.
Jeff Hardy?
No. I think what they're doing is they're trying to keep Sheamus busy until they get somebody for him to feud with. Like, say, right now, we're getting into the Jeff Hardy return thing. So now you're going to have
But Sheamus. I can care less about that. That's not... Like, I'm never a person that says, hey, you know what? You're fighting below what you're capable of. But fighting Jeff Hardy's below what you're capable of if you're Sheamus.
But then again, this goes back to my point that I've said multiple times on this show. WWE logic, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to say it sucks.
It's always sucked.
You suck.
Yeah, well, you suck. I don't know. Either way, Michael Cole's always awkward.
He absolutely is, right? He But he's supposed
I feel
to
like
be,
he
right?
tries
He's a character, but he's not a character.
I was gonna say, I feel like he tries too hard to be the Jim Ross, the Jerry the King Lawler. I feel like he tries too hard to be those other commentators, and it makes it way too awkward.
Well, I don't think he's been allowed to find his voice. He had it for a little bit. It didn't pick up with anybody because he tried too hard, and he hasn't been able to find that real niche. He's a great commentator. I think sometimes he loses the emotion. He kills a moment, but that's not necessarily him. We don't know how much of that's him, how much of that's Vince.
Yeah. He was always great with Taz, but we know how,
Right, absolutely.
But
I mean, realistically, guys, we have Money in the Bank next week. We have a pre-show that we're going to do next week in this very ring. It's going to be very, very Money in the Bank heavy. We're going to dive into everything. I know they just announced a 4-man tag match for the SmackDown tag titles. I don't know who's all in it. I would assume it's the Usos, the New Day, Miz and Morrison, Forgotten Sons.
Usos might be out because I think one of them's injured again.
Of course they are. At least they're not arrested this time.
Yeah, I didn't get the full read of it, but apparently I see something somewhere that one of them is injured.
I read that on my way over here as far as the match. I didn't get to read who was in it.
Jimmy Uso, knee injuries, possible 6 to 9 months out of action.
Of course. So he's done. But no, I mean, we're going to do a big pre-show next week. We're going to talk all about Money in the Bank. We'll do some history on the match, on the show, some of our favorite moments. It's going to be a big Money in the Bank episode. Check out Lazy Booking this week. I'm sure they're also going to be doing a Money in the Bank preview show as well. You'll get to hear all of our different opinions on that. I won't be on it, but you'll get to hear all of our different opinions. Chrome, Maddie, Brodo, whoever else they decide to tag along. And then you'll find us Saturday night for our big pre-show. Don't forget, guys, we have the In This Very Ring Universal Predictions title that the ballots will drop at the end of Lazy Booking next week. Tomorrow you have Agree to Disagree. Monday you have the Sports Hounds. Tuesday you have Birds of a Feather. Here we go. New Day, Miz and Morrison, Lucha House Party, and the Forgotten Sons.
I'll take it. They're mixing it up. Hey, they're mixing it up.
They are mixing it up. I like that mix. I really like the mix. I don't know if I like Lucha House Party, but
hey, I'm honestly surprised they're getting a shot.
It adds a new dynamic to it. I'm okay with that. Where was I? Birds of a Feather on Tuesday. Wednesday you'll have Fix and AM and the PM. Niche Night comes back to us on Saturday. Damn it. On Thursday with In This Lazy Booking and the
In This Very
Hockey Happy Hour.
Huh?
Well, I mean, we are the better show.
We're taking over, huh?
We're just statistically the better show. I mean, it's true. Chrome's going to drop something in. He's going to be mad. It'll be a thing. And then Saturday, weekly roundup. And then we're back 1 week from tonight as we get ready for Money in the Bank. Guys, like I said, it's going to be a short show. We kind of blew through a little bit of what we wanted to talk about, but we wanted to bring you our thoughts and opinions on everything this week in wrestling here at In This Very Ring. For Butters, I'm Ritz. We thank Mr. Vespi in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Working the ones and twos, showing your comments, being there, hanging out with us. Don't forget, guys, we are brought to you by Ambuck Services, your experts in deck restoration and gutter cleaning. Check them out at Ambuck Services, I guess on .com. I don't have the read in front of me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not home. I do apologize. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check them out on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Dr. Paul Vidal, our doc. Make them yours. And, guys, we'll be back next week for another episode of In This Very Ring. Right here, live on A2D Live and A2D Radio. Later.
Yeah.